What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back here with another album reaction video, and today we are back with the Beatles. Um, it's been not too long since we've done a Beatles video, but yeah, it's been. I don't know how long it's been since my Yellow Submarine reaction, but anyway, um, yeah, we're doing Let It Be today, and some people may find this controversial or may dislike what I'm doing by listening to Let It Be before Abbey Road. But let me explain myself here. So, Let It Be was actually originally recorded before Abbey Road was recorded, and that is pretty much the main reason why I'm doing Let It Be first. I know that Let It Be was technically, produced produced and released after Abbey Road, but that that was just or Phil Spector adding his production on. Um, So yeah, if you don't like this, then I don't really, I'm not gonna say I don't care. I'm just gonna say like I respect it either way. If you listen to either one first, either way, I'm making this a bigger deal than it needs to be, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna read this annotation here because I think it gives some really good information. By the way, this intro is going to be probably a bit longer than usual because I kind of just wanted to say uh, a lot of things before we get into this because the Beatles have become really a special band for me. But yeah, here we go. Here's the album cover. I think this is them, like the oldest that I've seen them. Um, Paul with his beard. He doesn't usually have a beard in the earlier years, I don't think. Uh, and their hair looks more refined, in my opinion. Um, Especially George's. Damn. Um, yeah. I don't know if I want to read this. Yeah, we're not gonna read that. Let's read the annotation here. By the way, I know that genius isn't like straight facts. It's not. I'm not saying that it is. Um, by that any me by any means at all. Um, I know that this is other people's interpretations, and I'm just gonna point that out now because I do get comments every video, or not every video, but in a lot of videos telling me that yeah, these annotations aren't very good. And I know that some of the annotations in here aren't good, but from time to time there are, well, I'd say there are more good annotations than bad annotations actually. But yeah, let's read this annotation. Let It Be is an album released in 1970 by English rock band The Beatles. It is their 12th and final album, even though production started before the Abbey Road sessions. Let It Be was an attempt to breathe new life into the Beatles by having them perform together live in the studio rather than record complex arrangements separately and put them together via overdubs. In essence, Paul McCartney wanted them to go back to their roots. Yeah, I remember seeing that somewhere. Unfortunately, this attempt has only led to the continuation of the clashing and infighting that had been going on since the production of the 1968's White Album, which in turn led to long, troubled recording sessions that ultimately formed the final nail on the coffin for the Beatles as a group. Much of this turmoil was covered in the documentary film of the album of the same name, and in 2021 documentary series Get Back by Peter Jackson. And I read somewhere that the original title for this album was planned to be Get Back. Um, and yeah, that's interesting how their fighting continued throughout this era. And I read that for the Abbey Road sessions, they kind of actually stopped fighting a bit and actually like synergized pretty well. I mean, I think they synergized pretty well on this album too, but I don't think there was as much fighting on Abbey Road. I could be wrong about that, but I know that um, the fighting between the Beatles definitely affected George Harrison, and I mean, it affected all of them, obviously. But George Harrison wrote like many songs about it. Like, well, I don't know if it's exactly about the Beatles, but songs like Wah Wah, Isn't It a Pity, is the other one that I feel like George was talking about the fighting in those songs, and then Paul McCartney and John Lennon kind of had like their own fights, like uh, after the breakup with Paul releasing Too Many People, which you could see as a dig at Paul, and then Paul responds with How Do You Sleep, which I don't know why I'm going into all of this. I thought it was just kind of interesting. All of that could be wrong. I don't know. Like this, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue reading. The album was released on May 8th of that year, just a month after the Beatles broke up. Despite its commercial success, topping the charts in both America and Britain, it ended up getting mixed reviews across the board, with many critics saying that Abbey Road was a better and more fitting closer for their career than Let It Be ever was. And that's another point that I forgot to mention earlier for why I'm doing this, is because uh, I've been told that it feels Abbey Road feels more of like a closer, an ending album for them. Um, so yeah, much criticism was also made towards producer Phil Spector's infamous wall of sound production techniques that were often done behind the Beatles' backs, to the point that Paul McCartney put out Let It Be Naked in 2003, which I've heard about, and I'm probably going to listen to that version too. Um, a remixed and remastered version of the album that removed Spector's overdubs and replaced a couple tracks with a new one. Interesting. Um, so yeah, I've heard some of Phil Spector's production before. Like this, actually, recently I've listened to John Lennon's Imagine album, and that was produced by John, Yoko, and Phil Spector. And then Phil Spector produced All Things Must Pass too. So yeah, so I definitely heard a lot of his production, and I'm honestly a fan of it. Like I like his wall of sound production technique. Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, I just said a lot of stuff. Here we go. I just wanted to say, like, the Beatles have really grown on me, and I'm kind of sad that this is the second to last album from them that I have. It's coming towards an end soon, especially after Magical Mystery Tour and Sergeant Pepper's and the White Album. I really started seeing like the magic of the Beatles. Like, and then I've been going back to their earlier albums like Help, Revolver, and Rubber Soul, and those have just been sounding better and better every single time that I listen to them, you know? And yeah, they've just been growing on me. Like, over this year so much. And yeah, let's just get into it. Two of Us is the first track. This is gonna be interesting to see what this sounds like. I know that there are like a lot of strings maybe. I I've heard that somewhere. There are some like string sections. Um, yeah, let's just let the music talk for itself. Like that's really all we can do. Um, Two of Us, track number one.
I Dig a Pygmy by Charles Hawtrey and the Deaf Aids.
What?
Phase one, in which Doris gets her oats.
Okay, John being John as usual. I like that guitar. That's a good vibe. Oh my god. So is this like a love song from Paul? I don't hear too much wall of sound production. Standing so low. I like this. It did have like a slight Western feel to it. I think that was kind of what they were going for. Damn. Honestly, like, there's not too much to say about that. Let's go through the lyrics. I mean, that was just a solid uh, guitar, acoustic, chill track. I don't know what this beginning lyric was about, though. By the way, something about this layout is really annoying me, so 1 second. Okay, that looks a lot better. although it's still not completely on the screen. You know, I'm having kind of troubles in this video with the format. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Let's read this annotation. I dig I dig a pygmy by Charles Hawtrey and the Deaf Aids. What? What are Deaf Aids? Phase 1 in which Doris gets her oats. This is typical nonsense chatter from John Lennon, who had a twisted sense of humor. Pygmy is a generic term for ethnic groups that have a short average height, although it classically refers to the Pygmy people of Western Congo. Charles Hawtrey was an old hat comic actor in the 60s. Deaf aids is British English for hearing aids, and getting one's oats means to have sex. Lennon is thus humorously introducing the song as if it were a movie by Charles Hawtrey and the unlikely Deaf Aids called I Dig a Pygmy. What? Also, the May 1970 film Let It Be shows John saying this phrase. It's another joke from John Lennon. Two of us riding nowhere, spending someone's hard earned pay, you and me Sunday driving, not arriving, on our way back home. So, this is about Paul and Linda. They're spending the money which they've earned through Paul's and the Beatles' musical endeavors. You and me, Sunday, driving, not arriving, on our way back home. They're on our way back home. Two of us sending postcards on my wall. You and me burning matches, lifting latches. This is another lyric that seems to be referring to John Lennon, not Linda Eastman, as drinking and smoking together was an early Beatles pastime. But why would he go from all of a sudden talking about Linda to talking about the Beatles? In Liverpudlian bars of the 50s and 60s, it was considered good etiquette to buy someone else's first drink. This was called lifting the latch. After that, you could get other people to buy drinks for you. By the time Paul and Linda met, neither would have been terribly concerned about getting their drinks cheaply. You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead. These lyrics became strangely prophetic with the murder of John Lennon in 1980. Paul met John in 1957, and Two of Us was recorded in 1969. 12 years had already passed for them, but they would only have 11 years for their future. So? What? Okay, these annotations are dumb. Like, what's with all the conspiracy theories? Like, let's just read the annotation and then move on. Paul McCartney claimed for years that this song was about him and his future wife, Linda Eastman, whom he... Is that Linda McCartney? That has to be. Whom he married 6 weeks after the song recording. In a statement she left for Steve Turner's A Hard Day's Right, she didn't seem to have any doubt about it. It's about us. We just pulled off in the wood somewhere and parked the car. I went off walking while Paul sat in the car and started writing. He also mentions the postcards because we used to send a lot of postcards to each other. Nevertheless, the song's wistful, nostalgic lyrics seem to imply to many Beatles fans that it might be about the times him and his buddy John Lennon shared over the years, especially given the mock skiffle sound of the song that harkens back to the band's early years. Not to mention, they recorded the vocals singing into the same microphone like they used to in the old days. Okay, let's keep going. Dig a pony. Oh, this is the take. This is the take that they did on the famous rooftop concert, apparently. Interesting. Restarted. Okay, now the lyrics aren't. Sorry about this format. I am not doing a good job this video. Ooh.
Well, you can celebrate anything you want. Yes, you can celebrate anything you want. Oh, do a road hop. Well, you can penetrate any place you go. Yes, you can penetrate any place you go. I told you so.
I like this. Ooh. Ooh.
Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Because
Ooh. What a chorus.
well, you can radiate everything you are.
I really like the guitar on this.
Everyone you know. Yes, you can imitate everyone you know.
Groovy. This is. Ooh.
All I want is you.
Dude, the backing vocals.
Everything
Dude.
has got to be just like you want it to.
Oh.
Feel the wind, love. Well, you can indicate everything you see. Yes, you can indicate anything you see.
Interesting lyrics.
Glory, glory. Well, you can syndicate any boat you row. Yeah, you can syndicate any boat you row.
Is this just guitar and drums?
Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Because
Did you say my hands are getting too cold now? Or something? Oh my god. That's so cool. I like that track a lot more than the first one. I'll say it right now. I think that one was a lot better. I don't know. Like the first one was good, but this one was like, yeah. Um, interesting. I don't know what these lyrics could even be about. Like, I guess that's what the annotations are here for, but this doesn't have many likes. I dig a pony. I dig a pony. What? Like I can't even start to think of what that means. Um well, you can celebrate anything you want. Yes, you can celebrate anything you want. Oh, I do a roadhog. This opening, so this opening line, which later in became the title for the song, encapsulates the thesis of it. No grown man, especially at the time, is going to confess to digging liking ponies. Oh. Oh. And that's exactly it. It's allowing you to say, think, and feel what you want to express, or more simply put, freedom of expression, and falling in love with yourself through that freedom. Hence, all I want is you, the authentic self. This idea is expressed in different variations throughout the rest of the song. Well, you can celebrate anything you want. I do a roadhog. John Lennon was a notoriously bad driver and rarely drove. Although when he did, he drove a 1969 Honda. Really? Honda Z50A monkey bike. He would drive around the Tittenhurst Park estate in Berkshire. That same bike just sold for 57,500 euros in 2018. Yeah, wow. All I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Despite all the various things the narrator can do, all he wants is a meaningful relationship and things to work out for the best. Sometimes the world gets overly materialistic or sensationalized, but despite the constant madness, something remains consistent: the relationship we share with others. I'm not going to go through all the lyrics. I'll go through the rest of them on another time. The version of Dig a Pony that made to Let It Be was the take they did of it on the famous rooftop concert, although there are a studio version in Anthology 3 and Let It Be Naked, which began with the words, "All I Want Is," something that Phil Spector cut from the record. What? In a 1972 interview, Lennon discussed the lyrics to Dig a Pony. "I was just having fun with words. It was literally a nonsense song. You just take words and you stick them together and you see if they have any meaning. Some of them do and some of them don't." The original title was Con A. Lowry, thought to be a reference to either a studio organ or Brian Epstein's collection of Lowry paintings. Okay, let's keep going. Across the Universe. And I think this is one of the most popular on the album. So, let's go. That's smooth. I haven't heard of that.
Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the
We've had John on every single song so far.
Waves of joy are drifting through my opened mind, possessing and caressing me.
There are the strings.
Nothing's gonna change my world.
This mixing is
Gonna change
interesting.
my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Floats me under like a restless wind inside a letterbox.
His voice is really smooth here. It's really smooth. And the strings are matching his voice.
Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless undying love which shines
I wish that the
around me
strings
like
were a little
million
bit louder.
suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Nothing's gonna change my world.
Nice.
Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world.
There's that really dreamy guitar mix in there too. Jai Guru Deva. You know, I hate to complain. I really do hate to complain. But I feel like the strings in that song could have been so much louder. I don't know. They're kind of buried. At least I don't know if my headphones are wrong or something. I don't know. They weren't like very loud to me. Like they were there. I mean, maybe that's part of what they were going. What well this what Phil Spector was going for. Um, I don't know. I don't hear much of the wall of sound type production either. Um, it's different than what I expected. Different from what I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. One of the best lyrics I've written. In fact, it could be the best. It's good poetry, or whatever you call it, without chewing it. See, the ones I like are the ones that stand as words without melody. They don't have to have any melody. Like a poem, you can read them. Written during 1967 and 1968, the lyrics are typical of Lennon's songwritings during the time, dreamy, abstract, and highly image-based. The title of the song was used as that of a 2007 film based around Beatles songs. The song was recorded on February 4th, 1968. At the 40th anniversary of that day, NASA beamed across the universe into space. Okay, that's irrelevant. I'm just kidding. um, okay. Let's go through the lyrics. I mean, okay. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Words are slipping away across the universe. Lennon wrote these lines before the rest of the words or the music. They came to him late at night following an argument with Cynthia. I was laying next to my first wife in bed, and I was irritated. She must have been going on and on about something, and she'd gone to sleep, and I'd kept hearing those words over and over, flowing like an endless stream. I went downstairs, and it turned into sort of a cosmic song rather than an irritated song. What? I don't own it, it came through like that. I don't know where it came from, what meter it's in, and I've sat down and looked at it and said, can I write another one with this meter? It's so interesting. Words are like flying out like endless rain into a paper cup. Flying sick. Okay, this is losing me, dude. They slip away across the universe. This story of late night inspiration is similar to how Lennon wrote in My Life and Nowhere Man. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind. Emotions play a pivotal role in Lennon's life, particularly at this stage. He has much to be joyful about, such as his blossoming relationship with Yoko Ono, as well as much to be sorrowful about, including the death of Brian Epstein, tensions with his bandmates, and the painful memories that would lead to him taking primal scream therapy. This line also continues a pattern of comparing intangible concepts to water. Words are rain, sorrow is pools, and joy is waves. Perhaps the pools indicate that Lennon's sorrow was a constant lingering presence in his life, whilst the more dramatic waves of happiness hit him hard but soon passed. Jai Gurudeva. This is Hindu mantra, translated loosely, Jai glory, or victory to, Guru, teacher, Deva means of God. Om means anything from a single focusing sound to energy. Together, it means glory to the spiritual master. Though slightly different translations are just as valid, this line is something of a mantra of John's, designed to help him concentrate while meditating, something he was into at the time. It was probably inspired by the Maharishi who Lennon met. Let's keep going. I have to read more into that song, but I thought that was an interesting concept of a song. And then that's one of the deeper Lennon songs I've really heard. More mature. Like, this album feels more mature, if that makes sense, than previous albums. Like, John still has, like, that whimsical randomness to him, but I feel like he's actually trying to get something across here. Okay, let's go next. I, me, mine. So I've heard about this song before. I think this might. Is this a George song? I, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a George song. I think George sings this. I could be wrong though. We'll see. I should be able to recognize their voices by now. Okay, track number 4, I, me, mine, and then uh, it well, let's transition it into dig it, um, and then we have let it be. But I just want to let you guys know all right now. I'm not gonna pretend like I haven't heard let it be before, and I know that's gonna be kind of disappointing for people. Uh, I've heard it like at least a couple times before, and that really sucks because I wish that I hadn't heard it before for this reaction. But it's such a popular song that it's kind of hard not to have heard it before. Let's keep going. I, me, mine. Ooh, okay. Here's more of the wall of sound. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's George, right? Now the frightened are leaving it, everyone's weaving it, coming on strong all the time. Okay, more strings. All through the day, I'm in mine. I'm in mine. I'm in me mine. I'm in me mine. I thought the choruses have been superb. Ooh. All I can hear, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. Even those tears, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. No one's frightened of playing it, everyone's saying it, flowing more freely than wine. All through the day, I'm in mine. Is that guitar or is that piano? All I can hear, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. Even those tears, I'm in mine, I'm in mine, I'm in mine. No one's frightened of playing it, everyone's saying it, flowing more freely than wine. All through your life. Nice. I really liked that song. I always like everything George does. Um, he's honestly probably my favorite Beatle. It's close between him and John, but I think George has higher peaks in my opinion. Uh, like yeah. Anyway, let's not compare because they're all amazing. All through the day, I, me, mine. I, me, mine. Oh, I said I was gonna let it transition, but I could. I'm just gonna let Dig It transition into Let It Be instead then, because I do want to look through these lyrics. All through the day, I, me, mine. All through the night. The refrain, I, me, mine, is an obvious reference to ego. It can be seen as satirizing the egotistic or reference to Hindu scripture that condemns those with ego. The protagonist of this song is obviously an egomaniac, as all he thinks about every day and night is himself. Okay, that explains that. Now they're frightened of leaving it. Everyone's weaving it. Coming on strong all the time. Like most of the Let It Be LP, this song sounds like the Beatles coming apart at the seams, becoming selfish and often leaving the band. Now they're frightened of leaving it refers to ego death and the fear people have of coming to terms with the ultimate consciousness and the truth of the oneness of the universe taught in Hinduism. I know that I think that I saw somewhere that George actually walked out on the middle of the Let It Be sessions. The tension was so high between them that he actually walked out. Or that could be the White Album sessions. I'm not remembering entirely. I think it was the Let It Be sessions where he just said, no, he said that he was leaving the band. It was just like all of a sudden he was like, "Hey guys, I think I'm leaving the band" or something like that, and that was like, it's just a statement in itself, really, because maybe the Beatles didn't realize how bad it was until George did that, because after George did that, I'm pretty sure that they apologized to him, and I feel like they weren't giving George enough credit. So yeah, they George had enough, and he left that one day, and after they apologized to him, I'm pretty sure they went on to finish the rest of the album. I don't know though. I could be completely wrong, but this is what I heard. So, yeah. All I can hear, I me mine, I me mine. Even those tears, I me mine. No one's frightened of playing it. Everyone's saying it, flowing more freely than wine. So maybe George is like kind of he's kind of over hearing people talk about themselves all the time. All he can hear is I me mine, and he's tired of it. Interesting song. I me mine is the ego problem. There are two I's. The little I when people say I am this, and the big I is duality and ego. There is nothing that isn't part of the complete whole. When the little I merges into the big I, then you are really smiling. George Harrison. This was the very last song recorded by the Beatles on the January 3rd, 1970, and Lennon was absent from the session. Interesting. It's sadly fitting that I Me Mine is a song about creative division and inflated egos, two elements that played a huge role in the breakup of the band. Alright, let's keep going. Dig it. But yeah, I noticed that on the last track that there were some strings buried in the mix as well. And like I said on Across the Universe, I wish that the strings were a little bit louder. But I feel like they do make a good addition to the songs. People disagree with that, but strings are actually like violin in particular is just like one of my favorite instruments of all time. It's up there with guitar, and yeah, Anyway, let's go into track number 5, Dig It, and then we're gonna let it transition into Let It Be. So yeah. Interesting.
Like a rolling stone, like the FBI and the CIA and the BBC, BB King and Doris Day, Matt Busby. Dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it. Can you dig it by Georgie Wood? And now we'd like to do All the Angels Come.
What? Okay, let's go. Wow. And this track is amazing.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
His voice on this is just so good.
When the broken-hearted people living in the world,
This piano just matches
there will be an
so well.
answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be.
Woo!
Let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Damn.
Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Fuck, I'm getting emotional.
And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Yeah, let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Oh, there will be an answer, let it be.
Dude, this saxophone, dude.
Let it be, let it
Or no, that's not sax. I don't know what that is.
oh, there will be an answer.
These horns. Damn. That was close to getting me to cry. That was close. Yeah, especially at that guitar solo part. That was close. That guitar solo just has, like, I feel like guitar is one of the best instruments to show emotion, and especially guitar solos. You can put so much emotion into guitar solos. Like, look at David Gilmour, for example. His guitar is just always filled with. You can just feel it. And. Yeah, anyway. Let's read the annotation. Oh yeah, let's go through the lyrics first. I think that this message is pretty important, and knowing this message can really help you in your life. Um, when things get tough, and we try to fix our problems a lot, and sometimes we can't really we can't fix our problems like all at once. So sometimes when you're just troubled, saying let it be, and just, you know, things are out of your control in life. So when you say let it be, you're letting things that are out of your control um, just be. Like, you don't have to worry about things that are out of your control, because you can just let it pass. It's kind of what I'm getting from this message. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. When Paul's down and out, he just pictures his mom telling him to relax. After she passed, Paul didn't know what to do, and he had a dream, hence hour of darkness, while he's sleeping. And his mom came to him and told him to let it be. The hour of darkness has a double meaning. While he's sleeping, literally, yes, but figuratively, when he's going through dark times. Interesting. I'm not sure if she used the words let it be, but that was the gist of her advice. Interesting. There will be an answer, let it be. There is still a chance that they will see there will be an answer. Okay. Let's read the annotation. Wow, this is a long one. Oh my god. Written by Paul McCartney and becoming one of the Beatles' most iconic and remembered ballads, Let It Be presents an uplifting and comforting message that reflects a desire for peace and acceptance in the face of life's challenges. The track was released, blah blah blah. Starting with a piano solo played by McCartney, the song was inspired by a dream in which he met his late mother, Mary. Oh, so his mother's name was actually Mary? I think I was getting like a little bit over the top with the party fashion, getting pretty tired and pretty wasted, and I went to bed one night and I had a kind of restless night. But I had a dream where my mother, who had been dead at that point for 10 years, came to me in the dream, and it was as if she could see that I was troubled. And she sort of said to me, she said, let it be. And I remember quite clearly her saying, let it be, and it's going to be okay. Don't worry, let it be. I woke up and I remembered the dream. I thought, well, that's a great idea. And then I sat down and wrote the song using the feeling from the dream of my mom coming to me in the dream. Alright, let's keep going. Track number 7, Maggie Mae. And interestingly, this is another very short song, under a minute long. So I think I'm just gonna let it transition into I've Got a Feeling. So yeah.
Oh, dirty Maggie Mae, they have taken her away, and she never walked down Light Street anymore. Oh, the judge, she guilty found her, robbing the home of founder, that dirty, no good robbing Maggie Mae. Tis the part of Liverpool, did it turn me to £2.10 a week, that was my pay.
Aw, I wanted to hear more. Okay, let's keep going. They should have done a longer folk song.
I've got a feeling deep inside.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
McCartney?
Oh, yeah. That's right. I've got a feeling I can't hide. Oh, no, no.
I like the vibe of this guitar.
Oh, no. Yeah!
Ooh.
I've got a feeling, yeah. Oh, please believe me, I'd hate to miss the train. Oh,
I'm getting kind of Helter Skelter vibes.
Oh, yeah. And if you leave me, I won't be late again. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, yeah. I've got a feeling, yeah. I got a feeling.
This one's
All these
good.
gentlemen wanna run around.
Oh, he went. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got a feeling. I think that everybody knows. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've got a feeling, yeah. Everybody had a hard year.
Oh,
Everybody had a good time.
now we get drawn.
Everybody had a wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is this a day in life?
Everybody had a good year. Everybody let the hair down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the food down. Oh yeah.
Love the guitar in this.
Everybody had a hot time. Oh yeah. Everybody had a wet dream. Oh yeah. Everybody saw the sunshine. Everybody had a good year. Everybody had a hair down. Oh no. Everybody put the socks up. Oh no. Everybody put the foot down. Oh
Yeah, this is really them going back to more towards their roots, huh? Really feels like that with there's just a lot of guitar in here, and I think a lot of that is George's guitar. That this one, it kind of like Paul's vocals kind of remind me of Helter Skelter Paul. They were these were recorded around not too long between each other. I've got a feeling deep inside. I got a feeling by that reminds me of the Black Eyed Peas song. A feeling I can't hide. Oh, please believe me, I'd hate to miss the train. All these years I've been wandering around, wondering how come nobody told me. All that I was looking for was somebody who looks like you. This section of the song was written by Paul for his soon-to-be wife, Linda, telling her she was always the girl he had always been looking for. Everybody had a hard year. John Lennon did have had a hard year as he divorced his wife Cynthia, was arrested for drug possession, was nearly broke, had lost a baby. Oh no, I didn't know about that. Through miscarriage with Yoko. That is a tough year. Holy shit. Everyone had a wet dream. Okay. Everyone saw the sunshine. Okay. I've got gist of it. Let's keep going. One After 909. That's an interesting title. Let's keep going.
Traveling on the one after 909. I said, move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. I said, move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said you're traveling on the one after 909. I begged her not to go, and I begged her on my bended knee. You're only fooling around with me. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said you're traveling on the one after 909. Pick up my bags, run to the station. Railman said you got the wrong location. Pick up the bag, run right home. Then
This reminds me of older Beatles.
I got the number wrong. Well, said you're traveling on the one after 909. Move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over
Nice
once,
piano.
move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said you're traveling on the one after 909. Yeah.
Nice.
Run to the station. Railman said you got the wrong road. Hey, pick up the bag, run right home. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well, said you're traveling on the one after 909. Said I move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said you're traveling on the one after 90. She said you're traveling on the one after 90. Said you're traveling on the one after 909. Oh, Danny boy, the old Savannah
I like that one. Wasn't one of my favorites, but still solid. Um, I'm just gonna read the annotation for this one because uh yeah, just cause. One After 909 is a song written primarily by John Lennon with some input from Paul McCartney. Although originally released on their last studio album, Let It Be, the song was actually one of their first Lennon-McCartney songs to be written. That's interesting, as this one was written as early as 1957. First recorded in 1963, that version wasn't heard by the pub. No wonder why it felt like an older song, because it is an older song. um, that version wasn't heard by the public until the anthology CDs came out, along with various other versions and outtakes of Beatles classics. The reason the 1963 edition wasn't released was due to the fact that the Beatles didn't like that version and withheld it to be released. Interesting. Let's keep going. Oh, we're almost at the end. Can't believe it already. Gonna take a little break, but can't believe there's only 3 more tracks left. Alright, we're getting into another one of the more popular ones on the album, The Long and Winding Road. So I noticed that this one actually has George Martin on it as well as a producer, which is interesting. I don't think he's on any of these other ones, although I could be wrong. I don't think he is, at least. Yeah, let's go. I don't know who sings this one. I think McCartney. Track number 10 out of 12, The Long and Winding Road.
The long and winding road that leads to your door.
Ooh. I wasn't expecting that right off the bat.
I've seen that road before.
Nice strings. The strings are a bit louder on here. Maybe
Lead me to your door.
maybe because George is mixing this one.
Wild and windy night.
Ooh.
That the rain washed away. Has left a pool of tears, crying for the day.
Oh, this might be the best so far.
Why leave me standing here?
Oh my god.
Let me know the way.
Dreamy.
Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you'll never know the many ways I've tried, and still they lead me back to the long winding road. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door.
that was the best. Oh no, it's close. It's close between that and Let It Be. And my chair is squeaking like a motherfucker right now. That deserved me getting up. Yeah, that deserved a stand up. Wow. Okay, look, that was amazing. Like, that was so dreamy and soothing. Yeah, that was one of my favorite Beatles tracks I've heard, to be honest. Okay, let's go through the lyrics a little bit. The long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always leads me here. Lead me to your door. The road that inspired the song is Scotland's B842, which McCartney often took to his High Park farm near Campbelltown. I just sat down at my piano in Scotland, started playing, and came up with that song, imagining it was going to be done by someone like Ray Charles. I have always found inspiration in the calm beauty of Scotland, and again, it proved the place where I found inspiration. McCartney's inspiration for the long and winding road emerged from the growing tensions in the Beatles. The lyrics in the song echo the unpleasant, grueling period of the White Album's development. McCartney's failed relationship with Jane Asher, the Let It Be sessions, and Epstein's death, amongst other segments in the Beatles' history. One way to interpret this is that McCartney expresses his belief that hardships are inevitable, truly prophetic, as the song was recorded in January 1969, 8 months before Lennon announced his departure from the Beatles. The wild and windy night that the rain washed away has left a pool of tears, crying for the day. Why leave me standing here? Let me know the way. The wild and windy night that the rain washed away. McCartney is voicing his anxiety over his stormy, messy past and is pleading for normality to be restored. Why leave me standing here? Let me know the way. Although McCartney was already in a relationship with Linda Eastman at the time, it is normal to express and sometimes ponder sentimentally over our former loved ones. Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you'll never know the many ways I've tried. In the Let It Be Naked version of this song, the lyric is actually changed to many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you've always known the many ways I've tried. That's an interesting change. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door. How do we know this song is about the Asher, though? I don't know. These annotations are kind of sketchy. Okay, let's just keep going. It's a reflection on the journey of the Beatles. McCartney was extremely dissatisfied with the original version mixed by Phil Spector, who included a string arrangement over the original ballad. In 2003, an entirely different take, free of Spector's overdubs, was released. Yeah, they've mentioned that many times. Um, Unusually, it's Lennon playing bass on the original recording instead of McCartney, possibly because it only meant to be quick run through with Paul on piano, with McCartney planning to overdub the bass afterwards. Okay, let's keep going. For You Blue. Interesting. Track name? Okay. Whoa, that sounds
Because
different.
you're sweet and lovely, girl, it's true. I love you more than ever, girl.
Interesting sound going on.
I want you in the
What
morning,
is
girl.
that? What is that instrument?
I want you at the moment I feel blue.
Is that guitar?
Living every moment, girl, for you.
Ooh.
Go, Johnny, go. Them old 12-bar blues. Elmore James got nothing on this, baby. I loved you from the moment I saw you. You looked at me, that's all you had to do. I feel it now, I hope you feel it too. 'Cause you're sweet and lovely, girl. I love you. Because you're sweet and lovely, girl. It's true.
What is that?
I love you more than ever, girl. I do. Rhythm and blues.
I have no clue what those instruments were. Okay. Written by George Harrison for his wife, Pattie Boyd, For You Blue is one of the few Beatles originals that is written in the traditional 12-bar blues style. However, unlike most blues songs, it is upbeat and happy-go-lucky, as described by Harrison. I didn't realize that George makes these types of songs too. He can really just do a lot of different stuff. What is this? Queen says no to pot-smoking FBI members. This line comes from the recording of Too Bad About Sorrows, a song recorded during the Get Back sessions, eventually renamed Let It Be. That was never actually included on the final cut of the album. Lennon was becoming increasingly frustrated and bored with the recording of the song and exclaimed the line out of sheer procrastination. Producer Phil Spector had engineered a loop using the song's instrumental break, over which he inserted snippets of speech from the Let It Be film soundtrack. However, he ended up discarding this idea completely, leaving only this piece of Lennon dialogue. Yeah, pretty simple to understand. Okay, let's move on to the last track. Get Back. A light-hearted, fairly meaningless blues jam by Paul. Get Back went through numerous iterations, many of which are publicly available. The two most noteworthy versions are the single version and the album version. In one of its earlier forms, Get Back was a satirical political tune with lyrics including. Okay, let's just listen to the song. Let's go. Last track, track number 12, Get Back. And this is another popular one.
Rosetta.
Well,
Sweet Loretta Fat, she thought she was a cleaner, but she was a frying pan. Yeah,
more nonsense.
picture the fingers, right? Okay.
Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it couldn't last. Jojo lived his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Jojo.
Nice.
Go home.
Get back, back to where you once belonged. Get back,
I don't know where they are.
back, back to where you once belonged.
Get back, Joe.
Oh, okay. Billy Preston.
Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around her say she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back to Loretta. Go home. Get back, yeah, get back to where you
I like those
once
drum
belonged.
hits.
Get back to where you once belonged. Get back. Thanks, Mo.
I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves. I hope we pass the audition.
Interesting album. Interesting. Yeah, but before I get into the album, I guess I can look through the lyrics. The Picker. Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner. McCartney has never directly revealed who his inspiration for Jojo was. If this song was about John Lennon and Yoko Ono, which Paul denies, Jojo could be a nickname for John. However, the name Jojo could have also come from Jojo Lane, the wife of singer Denny Lane from the Moody Blues, later a member of Wings with McCartney. One very likely solution to this mystery comes from this article which suggests that JoJo in the song was actually a reference to Joseph Melville C. Jr., Linda's ex-husband. Paul and Linda were close to Joseph. Linda met Joseph in Tucson, Arizona, at the University of Arizona. The song may have been the inspiration for the title to the series JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Really? No, I don't know about that. That's, maybe. I mean, in the series, all the main protagonists begin as loners, but they gain friends as the story unfolds. In the ending of Part 3, the character Joseph Joestar can be seen listening to the song on his Walkman. But he knew it couldn't last. He left his home for some California grass. Get back to where you once belonged. Get back to where you once belonged is McCartney's reworking of the line "Get back to where you should be," which came from a song Harrison wrote called Sour Milk Sea, and was eventually recorded by Jackie Lomax in 1968. When this song was released, there was a high controversy because the public perceived it almost as an immigration song. Paul later revealed that the song had been inspired by Enoch Powell's infamous Rivers of Blood speech, but he insisted he was not against foreigners. The song was meant to be a parody of that point of view. What point of view? John Lennon would later claim that this lyric was aimed at Yoko Ono, and according to Lennon, McCartney would often make sideways glances in her direction when singing this in the studio. Okay, that... Really? Why does he think everything Paul writes is about him? Okay. Thanks, Mo. I'd like to thank you on behalf of the group and ourselves, and I hope we pass the audition. Alright, let's just conclude it there. Done enough reading. You know, I did a bit more looking into the lyrics in this reaction, and I know that there are people that don't like that, and I understand that, but I like going through lyrics personally, and, you know, for me it doesn't take away much from the album experience. Others may think otherwise. They may think that because I pause in between each track, I'm disrupting the flow of the album, and I understand that, but this isn't the only time that I'm going to be listening to this album. Like, I have many times on my own to listen to this album front to back, with no disruptions. I just like looking at lyrics on first listen because, I don't know, I feel like it just gives me, you know, more information about the album and more context and what I'm actually listening to and what went into the album and stuff. Knowing about that stuff makes it more interesting for me. Because you could just listen to the product, but knowing what went into that product is also interesting to me. Because, you know, this product, this music, it's some of the best music ever, so, and some of the most popular music ever, so, you know, learning, I'm ranting too much. Anyway, yeah, let's let it be. You know, I thought it was interesting how some songs had different mixing than others. It felt like I don't know. I feel like the strings could have been a bit louder. Like I said earlier on Across the Universe and I Me Mine. Um, and this this isn't to say like it wasn't good or anything. Like this was still an amazing album. It just wasn't on that same level as I'd say it wasn't on the same album as Revolver or um, Sergeant Pepper's or um, you know it's still solid. Like I think this one is gonna grow on me more over time as I get older, especially. But yeah, for now, I think it was still a pretty solid album. Just not, like I said, not on the same level as a lot of their other albums, in my opinion. That could change, like I said, over time. But yeah, leave a like and a sub if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, my favorites. I mean, just on first listen, I'd say my favorites are Across the Universe, I Me Mine, Let It Be, and The Long and Winding Road, I'd say. Although I could change I Me Mine with um, I've Got a Feeling, maybe. I don't know. I've Got a Feeling was also pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah. I have a Discord server in the description if anyone would like to join. And yeah, we're going to be doing their final album, Abbey Road, next, which by many claim that Abbey Road is their best album. So I'm gonna see, and I'm really excited for Abbey Road. I mean, it's not like clear in my voice right now, but I'm really excited for Abbey Road. I mean, it's probably the most legendary album of all time, in my opinion, and I'm just and once that video is gonna be a special video. Um, but yeah, that's gonna conclude it. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for watching.